As he said, I am to his right. Um, we have been at the media move for a little while. We met at one station. We've worked in a couple different capacities. Shouts out to Chalk. Chalk has been towing or plowing this road for a very long time. Me, myself, I work in education. I work with young people, and I've been at it for a little while. But the truth is, and I know he's going to get into himself a little bit more. This is indeed all that. All that included. Sharon Jeremy, Mr. Two First Names.
Yes.
One of the most charismatic, entertaining. He should be out there as far as a personality goes. I truly do believe that. I am somebody who's a little bit more technical and definitely a little bit more hard news based and more so sports based and things like that. So I'm always kind of involved with that. But the synergy as far as like interest, same things that we find funny. Somebody be like, I don't think that was funny. I thought it was hysterical. And we have those things in common, and that is the roots of this work thing. We know each other through some other channels or whatever it may have you. Let me tell you something. North Jersey is not what you think you saw on TV. It's not what you think you saw on TV. And I mean, and here we are. I mean, and we will provide to you our tape.
Thank you, brother. Indeed. That was well put. Now, sitting to my left, he's a new addition to the podcast, to the show. I don't even want to call it a podcast. I like to think of us as a show. This gentleman, to me, is hilarious, and he has a different perspective on things than I do. But the way he puts things in layman's terms, for me,
indeed,
it makes it more understandable. So like things that I didn't quite grasp, maybe that I've seen in the past, he basically put a basic perspective to make me understand it. And I think that he will give other people better understandings of these things.
Of a different perspective.
For sure. I would like to refer to him as our political correspondent, although he isn't. He's not our political.
Do not do that.
This is nothing about politics. I don't give a damn about politics.
Let me just put this out there too. Mm-hmm. Fam didn't see me, but I seen Fam on the park like 2 or 3 times. Now he was on Parkway South. I don't know. He's crossing out Essex County. Maybe he was tending to some of the urban county women in Essex County. I don't know where he was going, but I definitely caught him at the toll booth a couple times.
You'll see him on the toll booth because you can't not notice that car, right?
That is exactly how I do it.
I almost hate it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I almost hated it one year. He got that car, like right when I got my car, right?
Okay.
I saw my car in that color. I was about to be like, I'm about to get that color, but it'd have been hating that if I got that color that he got.
The color
would have never let it go. He would have never let it go. So I couldn't. So right now,
indeed,
guys, I'd like to introduce my mans. I don't even know what you want to be known as. I meant to actually down the right here. But right now, my man to my left, great guy. I like to call him Rube the Republican. You call him whatever you want. My man Rube. Make some noise for Rube, guys. Rube, please, could you give us a brief introduction of what you're going to actually add or bring? You.
Like you said, a different perspective, and I would like to think my perspective is everyday working man's perspective.
Okay.
Blue collar perspective, like just from where the foot soldiers.
All right, hold on.
You didn't call yourself right, which I can appreciate because a lot of people like to say, "Oh no, the way I think about it is right," which.
I must interject.
Well, I do.
I must interject.
Okay.
You're talking to a top 1% over there.
Okay.
He's talking about the everyday working man. No. He's talking about the top 1% of working men.
Okay.
He tried to be modest and bashful, but I mean,
I will say
basically, he's not a brokian.
I can respect that. I can definitely respect that, and I'm a worker. But people are talking, and I don't know if we're prepared for this, but let's jump right into it. Mm-hmm. You see so much, and people can play so hard, social media wise, perspective wise. People could go so hard with these things, and I want this, and I want to do this. Look, if this is one of these people who are there, which I don't know him as, I just know the color of the car that I seen at the Parkway and at the initial meeting. Mm-hmm. But if you are there, you probably pay some attention to it. It's less than 20% of the population in this country that makes 100. It's actually less than 15% that makes 100. So everybody out here on social media trying to do, I need 100,000. You don't make. I know you.
Avery, I just told you this man's top 1%.
So
They ain't got nothing to do with them brokians like me.
But they know. Like so. So please elaborate.
Well, you're right. There's not that many people that makes what they call six figures at 100,000 all the way up until just under $1 million. There's definitely not that many people. So when I do think people use that term frivolously, and it should be more about getting together and pooling your resources together.
Okay, I can see that.
More people need to do.
Okay, when you say pooling resources, are you talking about a common goal or
a common goal?
Okay.
We need to start, staying together. Well,
well, look, if that is the case, and I don't say that there will be clashes or whatever. What I will say is this is, and we don't have to go or stay here, but the further black people got away from the lash, the more divided we are. That is a fact. The further we gotten away from a common goal, that's a fact.
Well, let me say this. I don't think my brother over here sees any color.
Back then the common goal was basic human decency, right? As far as references back then was, black people actually having common decency where we get the hoses turned on us and everything. That was the last time.
I'm talking about pre that, but we could go there too. But
all right,
that was the last time.
Yeah, let me please interject.
Please do.
Our other gentleman, he's actually in the production room as we speak. Chalk, can you talk from in there? You got a mic in there?
You know it, man.
Oh well, okay, great. That's even greater. So, another gentleman that's also here has been a part of my journey from the beginning with regard to media, radio, etc. He was one of my first DJs, and he was there since day one, pretty much. And he's providing us with what you see right now, where we are today. And I respect that. Very loyal guy, very great DJ. One of the best DJs I've heard live. And yeah, man, it doesn't matter what I do. I feel like Chalk always has to be a part of it. And I just want to shout out my boy right now, DJ.
What up?
Consistent. Look, I could give him his flowers all day.
One of the most consistent presents you will come across. For sure.
And I could sit here all day and get his flowers, but I just want him to introduce himself and let you guys know who he is for those who don't. And yeah, Chalk. So please, DJ.
Yep.
Baby Chalk. Chalk, what's up, brother?
What's going on? It feels good to be back together.
Yeah, man, it's a great feeling. We had a little
2008.
little technical difficulties earlier. We here, and we gonna get into that. And right now, I want to get straight into things, man. Listen, it's fourth quarter right now. Mm-hmm. Fourth quarter with regard to the music industry. Fourth quarter with regard to everything going on, and I want to get right into the Grammy talk first.
Okay.
Grammy talk, fourth quarter. So, here's my thing. Going into this, we had the whole Kendrick Lamar situation going on, and now we see Kendrick Lamar is nominated for about 6 Grammys.
Is it out of you had to?
So he's nominated for 6 currently. The voting hasn't begun yet. It's about to begin. Chalk, do you have a Grammy vote?
No.
Okay.
You might be on your way, as consistent as you've been.
And we can fix that too. We could definitely, because you can nominate people. You have to be nominated. You either have to be nominated or somebody from in there has to bring you in. To be able to make a vote.
To come in the room.
Basically.
Yeah, I got you.
Everybody doesn't get a vote, but there is an actual voting system in which, is in place by people. Like regular people can vote, can and do vote, but most of the people have been actually nominated or had some sort of a part within the Grammy system. Mm-hmm. Now, I just bring up Kendrick first because, and shout out to everybody on live. I didn't even know I was able to go live all of a sudden. Now I'm live. Hey, I guess I'm blackballed. Who knows? maybe blackballed by the end of
You
this.
think they care about you enough?
Yes,
Blackball you?
you know they
Obviously,
do. You know they do. You know they do. So see, and that's why Rube's here. He's my hater. He's
do.
like, you know, when you got the good angel and the bad angel.
They do not.
This nigga is the bad
They
angel.
do
He's
not.
the hater angel. He's the devil angel, the angel from hell
They
that
do
has
not
the
give a
pitchfork.
shit.
Angel from hell.
He's the
is
angel.
Amazing.
Well,
That's crazy, right?
devil was
You
an
see
angel,
that,
right?
At one point, but
You see that,
they-
right?
I think he's revoked the angel term. But
Listen,
but
man,
the Kendrick thing,
with friends like Rube, I don't need any enemies.
Whatever, yo.
Okay. So with that said, okay, I just want to bring it to the battle real quick. Off of one of the Drake songs, he said, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody give him a Grammy right now. This is where I want to bring this whole talk to. Because it seems like anytime Kendrick says or does anything, he's nominated for a Grammy. Rube, I have to bring it to you first, Rube. You are probably the biggest Kendrick Lamar advocate here. Good Kid, Mad City holds a dear place in your heart, like Get Rich or Die Trying does for most people.
Well,
Please explain.
Good Kid, Mad City was a pretty good
Body of work.
It was a pretty good.
I agree with
body of
that.
work.
You're understating, but you're being. I think it was that.
It told a story from
it was a
beginning to
very, very
end.
good album.
It had a point.
Let me say this. I feel like that album affects you depending upon where you were in life or how old you was
Indeed.
during
Like
that
most,
time.
like most music, right?
Right. So
Like
that's
most
why.
music is supposed to. Like most music is supposed to be. And
Yeah,
let me just
you're supposed to do
interject
that. Yeah.
That is the mark of it making a mark. I mean, if you can't recall on, if it doesn't impact you or bring you back to where you at, then you had a moment. Not
for me, with Drake was the first mixtape was that Houston, Atlanta, Vegas mixtape.
Okay.
And his very first album. Those were the two things that made me a Drake fan. But
Speak up a little bit.
the
brother.
reason why Kendrick gets a Grammy and gets all this praise is because I think people can see Kendrick's creativity.
Okay.
And I think people can feel it. Now you may not like it, or it may not.
Who doesn't like it?
No, not you particularly,
Yeah,
but
I
I don't
got
know.
that.
Okay.
I know. There's plenty of people out there who's they don't care for the preachy type of thing.
Okay, let me interject, please.
Indeed.
Okay, so that's where I must step in now. Rube, for me, Good Kid, and Mad City was a wonderful body of work, but it didn't affect me the way I think it affects certain people, right? Now, let's say if maybe Good Kid, Mad City comes out while I'm in college, I may have a total different perspective. That was probably around college time for you.
Oh, I forgot about Kendrick mixtape. This Section 80 mixtape.
I missed that. See, I didn't miss that. I didn't get put on Kendrick till Good Kid, Mad City. Let me say this. Coming as a guy that is like a Jay-Z fan. So I want to put the Kendrick and Drake battle in perspective to Jay-Z and Nas, right?
Okay.
During the Jay-Z and Nas beef, I was pro Jay-Z. Because to be 100% honest with you, I don't want to hear that knowledge. Like, I feel like that shit is garbage.
You want to hear that? You want to hear
You trying to
that?
kick knowledge? I don't want to hear
that.
I want to be entertained.
You
I
wanna
don't
hear
want to hear
that.
about Malcolm X on your song, bro.
But why does degeneracy entertain you?
What makes it so degeneracy? What's degenerate about it?
Because if it ain't okay, how can I put this right? We all know why you don't care for Nas when you say we all know what
I'm a
you mean.
Nas
We
fan.
all, no, hold on. We know
I'm a
what you
Kendrick
mean
fan. I'm a
when-
Nas fan.
No,
But
hold
I
on.
don't want to hear knowledge, bro.
Hold on.
Entertain me. I want to dance.
That's what I mean. We know what you mean by when you say knowledge, right? You want to hear degeneracy. I mean, if it ain't knowledge, and we talking about this, what are we talking about? We talking about degeneracy. The only other.
Well, my perspective on the two of those things is
It's not really much middle there.
well, I won't say there's not much middle there as much as I will say both things can exist in the same person at two different times. Sometimes I want to be. Sometimes
You wanna be
just turn
peached
up
too?
the nori, as Jay-Z said.
Right.
Sometimes I would like to be enlightened about something.
I thought Nas had that.
What I'm saying is as the perspective of the person consuming the music,
What's
you
that
can
song?
want both.
What's that?
Depending on how you
what's
feel
that?
for the
What's that
day.
song he had with Missy? Hot Boys.
That's
That
Missy's song. It's
That-
not Nas's
that's
song.
not
though.
Nas' song. Oh, okay. Well,
So
he took on that swag. That was hot. That was,
yeah, well, that was the
like-
remix. But here's the
that
thing.
was the-
Here's the thing, right? So, with me and my consumption of music, yeah, I feel like there's a time and place for that. I am a Nas fan, just like I'm a Kendrick fan. But if I had to listen to one of those two, so if it was either Nas or Jay-Z or Kendrick and Drake that I had to listen, if I had to pick one of those two artists to listen to for the rest of my life, if it's Jay-Z and Nas, I'm going to pick the Jay-Z album. If it's Kendrick and Drake, I'm going to pick the Drake album. I don't want to hear, like, I don't want
I'm going to straddle the fence, and I'm going to be that guy right now.
What's your favorite Jay-Z album? Go ahead.
Because, before I can get into that too. The truth of the matter is I'll put it to you like this. How long of a drive have you ever been on?
The longest drive I've probably been was like 22 hours.
How long of a drive you've ever been on? Where were you going? Part of stuff.
I went from New Jersey to Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Probably 13 hours from Jersey to Atlanta.
The 13, 15, yeah.
And like a thought, I also drove from New Jersey to Miami, but whatever, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's definitely a thought.
That's some thought shit. That's definitely some thought shit to do.
That is
Super
only
thought.
time, the only
And
time that
I
ever,
rode down that bitch with 4 other thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
only time to ever be in a car that long to Miami. There is no other time.
That's the only time you willing to get into a car.
Is
and
if
stay
I'm going to
long.
take the
That
kids
now
on
that
a
is
Disney
total
trip.
debauchery.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to know some debauchery?
But-
Driving from Jersey to Miami is
a-
debauchery.
Yeah. That's
For
crazy.
debauchery.
But my point is, if you take it, at some point you're gonna want to hear both when you in the car that long. That's all I'm saying. That's a fact. You're gonna want to turn up, and you're gonna want to be. Nobody wants to be in a car that long and just hear all thumping music.
Glad you said that. So on the ride here, like usually on the ride, and I usually like to start with like theme music, right? I like to start
tell
with
the story without saying nothing.
Hey, look, man, I say this is all a setup, man. Look, I throw it to the rim, and you throw that motherfucker in there. So on the ride here, you know, my mood was Tupac,
Indeed.
right? So it was You Can't See Me. Now the You Can't See Me beat, Lloyd Banks was on that. So after Tupac's version went off, I played Lloyd Banks' version, which got into this whole Tony Yayo debate. And sorry to get off topic, because I'm going to get back to this Grammy thing about Kendrick, because I want to put into perspective how Kendrick may have gotten them Grammy nods for his knowledge, but Nas really didn't. We'll get there in a second. So we go and we end up on this whole G-Unit and Tony Yayo debate or whatever, right? Look at this guy's face. Look, I'm glad they can see him. Yes, you can see the faces this nigga been making at me.
His face is telling the story.
Yeah, his face tell it. So basically, we got to the point of how Tony Yayo had I guess maybe a trajectory, and then how it just didn't happen for him, right?
Okay.
Happened to several people, but does that negate or take away what he did? Now, what I said was Tony Yayo was kind of robbed, because Tony Yayo didn't really get his whole shot because he went straight to jail during like the height and the peak of their success. Lloyd Banks was able to capitalize off that. I believe if Tony Yayo had not went to jail, maybe he would have had the type of career that Lloyd Banks did. Ruben disagrees.
I never felt Yayo was as cool as Tony Banks. I mean, as Lloyd Banks. I never felt that way. I never
As cool as or a better artist? Cause
both. Like
what's so cool about Lloyd Banks? You don't got no Lloyd Banks interviews. What's so cool? We know nothing about Lloyd Banks whatsoever. He's been a
actor.
for sure, but he's been a mystery.
Okay, but I don't have nothing to do with it. Like when I was watching G-Unit, Tony Yayo came off to me like somebody's uncle, whereas Lloyd Banks came off as an older brother. I never had
The younger brother.
older brother. I never had.
Oh, okay, for you.
For me.
Okay.
So, but
See, well, that was
Tony
what Yayo was.
came off of.
And that's what Yayo was for Banks, right? Yayo was the older brother for Banks, right? And that's how he looked. Like Banks was Yayo's little man, and it's like sort of like. And a lot of people don't like this, and I never seen Tony Yayo hate, but a lot of people don't like when they're the sensei, they don't want to be outshined. And I've had several situations within life.
That's a legit thing that happens.
That's a total legit thing. And that's what you don't really see. Like, for example, you don't see 50 Cent and Lloyd Banks having a relationship at all. I believe Lloyd Banks got too big, pause, for 50 with the regard that he began to outshine the sensei
50
in a
spoken
sense.
on that though.
And what was 50's response to that though?
He thinks that true what I have seen, and I preference things like that because if there's something else out there or whatever, and it can be refuted what you've seen, or there's something that has been added later that can't be denied. But I've seen in interviews 50 Cent say, well, he wouldn't have a relationship with Lloyd Banks if it wasn't for Yayo, and he says that Lloyd Banks he tattooed it on himself. Lazy Lloyd. We're not talking about. We see a little bit of a resurgence now of what he wants to do, but maybe he should have capitalized a couple years earlier. Maybe he should have cashed in a couple years earlier.
Well, maybe remember on the way here, I said, well, I think Lloyd Banks could have been way bigger than he was because after the first album, his first album was very good, teetering on excellent as a first.
Right, that was Ryan Apple, right?
Nah, the one we was listening to on the way here.
Yeah,
the one with the song "We Gon' Ride."
It has "I'm So Fly" on it.
I'm So Fly.
Yeah,
The one with "I'm So Fly."
Right.
Yeah, that album was hot. Now he could have kept the train going, but all of a sudden after that we didn't just. It was like this just pause minute where you didn't hear him.
Well, that's because 50 Cent and Lloyd Banks had issues. There was allegedly,
and that's another thing. And then
50
and then that's another thing. 50 Cent don't come across to me as a guy that would keep you from going off and making more money. Like if you don't think 50 Cent will blackball someone? No, I don't think. I don't come across.
Are you looking at me to see?
No, I'm not looking at you. I'm just.
He don't.
Blackball is a topic I actually wanted to talk about next
Irv
week.
Gotti comes across the type of person that would do that
For sure, but so with a blackball, any and everyone can be blackballed in any type of industry. It's on you if you want to stay blackballed, right? I believe that there's ways to overcome. There's several people that have overcame being blackballed.
I don't know if it's.
That's a whole nother topic that I wanted to get into
we can get
next
into
week.
that next week because what the tsunami that 50 Cent is not.
Well, that's how he overcame his blackball. He became a tsunami. He became an event.
But
you understand what I'm saying?
Everybody ain't that.
Everybody can't do that.
But we can talk about that. And I just want to say this has nothing to do with anything. But the truth of the matter is I love Mr. First Two Names shirt almost as much as I love my shirt. My shirt. This is probably my favorite, if not one of my favorite shirts right here. Not yours, mine. Mine's. But
you don't find constantly putting your race on Front Street cringe.
Do I find constantly putting
your race on Front Street like
cringeworthy?
And this is what he's here for.
I honestly don't think so. I mean, I have some of those. I have a couple of them. But to that, I have a couple shirts that what do you call those? Graphic tees. I have a couple graphic tees. So for things that might speak to something about race, I also have things that speak to sports allegiance. A lot of sports allegiance I have not purchased, but they were gifts to me and I wear those. I have something like this. I do think that Walmart sells great t-shirts. I usually pair those with pretty decent to high-end jeans, but no, as far as those go, nah, I'm for it.
You proud to be a black man is what you're saying, Avery?
Oh no, that's a completely different thing. I'm very proud of that.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being proud of who you are. If black is who you are, I'm black. You know what I'm saying? But I just, you put on a Front Street like to make that a part of your identity. It gets.
Well, let me just say with regard to this shirt, one of my aunts bought me the shirt off Temu for Father's Day.
Like I said, I'm cool.
I had a whole nother shirt to wear, but
ain't nothing
that's
wrong
what I chose to do.
I'm just not saying. I'm not saying it is the worst possible thing you can do in the world. I'm just saying. Sometimes I find it kind of cringe because
what is pardon me?
I just want to live. I don't want to just be known as a black man.
you want to be known as a man? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
What shaped you coming to that conclusion? I guess I'll ask you that.
Cause I just like being normal. Like, all right.
I have a follow-up question.
What people will say, well, you're black, you're not normal, and I find, well, normal things don't always happen to you. Like, because I mean, why can't? The only reason why I say that is because it seems like I can't just be normal. I have to
What is normal, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know. I guess just being yourself, right? And you're saying being yourself is being.
All right. So for example, right. So I was scrolling through some girl's profile or whatever, and what jumped out at me is
Her ass. No, all right, my fault. I apologize.
it's funny you say that, Avery, because hold on, Ruben.
90% of the time is gonna be that way.
That's all I mean. Like,
I'm gonna get to you in a second about that because I had something to say to you too about that, and then we got to get back to the whole Grammy thing because we totally went off on a tangent with regard to that. And I almost lost my thought.
You already lost it.
I apologize.
Because now I'm on what I wanted to talk to him about. Yo, so Ruben, real quick, Ruben. No, before we get to the Grammys, I just want to talk about Instagram, right? And people that you follow on Instagram, right? Because at any given moment, I could go to the debauchery, right?
Yeah.
On my Explore page. Hold on, Ruben. Let me get there. Let me land this plane because you have no idea what I'm about to say. Go to Explore page, and I see, hella. My Explore page is probably like your. I assume it's like yours.
Obviously.
And why I assume it's like yours is for what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Open the Explore page.
Yeah.
I see something nice.
Yeah. Who's following? Yeah.
I click it. And the likes.
Yeah, your
are
boy.
right under there.
Your boy.
Everybody
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, your boy.
Nigga, you always there.
Yeah, your boy. Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How do you beat me there?
Yeah. I work overnight. What do you want me to say?
All right, number one.
I work overnight. What do you want me to say?
Let me explain that.
Hey, yo, shout out. Hold on. He isn't the only one.
Yeah.
There's a good
Wait,
10 of y'all.
We got a community.
Yo, there's a good 10 of y'all. I be knowing. I'm the first one to like this.
Nah.
How do you do it?
Whoa. I
How?
used to be so bad. I used to.
Don't mind
Because,
my cape out. My cape out.
listen.
We can have a conversation.
I'm
about
gonna tell you why it's like that, because the algorithms are so well tuned, right? All it takes is one like on one of these things, and that's it, right?
It never fails. It's
like
either Avery or Shells.
It's like Skynet. It's like Skynet just says
Skynet.
specifications tuned specifically, sir. The second you tap, they get the complexion down. They'll get the body.
No, I'm varied with complexion.
No. But hold on. But see, and I guess, and they'll show you varied women, right?
Very much so.
Exactly is what I'm saying. They know you like very women.
To a point, which I'm cool with that.
But I bet you
that don't bother me. Yeah,
but
I'm
I
cool
bet
with
you.
that.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's fine. What I'm saying is, and I bet you they got you
You
down
laughing?
to. They got you down to a specific body type.
Yeah.
They
How
got
do
you
these
down,
niggas like everything
they
I
got you
like?
down.
Yeah, because
They got you down to a race.
How do they like everything I
he
like?
just asked a question.
I might switch it up.
No, because I'll tell you why. Because you think the same exact. Because you're thinking this too. You like women who say shit like, "I feel fat." Like, yeah. All right, yeah. You want to go get something to eat? Yeah, that's your type. Like, that's your type. Yeah, you offering them something to eat? Yeah.
Not quite.
No, when I'm saying, I didn't say
I'll
she.
explain.
I didn't say she.
Because I ain't taking a bitch to eat.
No, I didn't say she was. What I'm saying is you cool with her saying she don't want to go out no more because she doesn't. Yeah. Excuse me. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying excuse me to somebody who's not there. But yeah, like women who suffer like slight depression. Like, I looked at the scale because I looked at the scale and yeah, I don't feel like going out no more. So you want to stay in the house and have sex, do you? Like it's cool. Like, I mean, hey. You're in the community.
Shout out to the women that want to stay in the house and have sex.
Yeah, exactly.
Look. Going back to Kendrick. And
Back to the Grammys. Yeah,
whoa.
we went totally somewhere else.
No. You mentioned Skynet and you mentioned the Cape. Whoa. We got to do two things there. Skynet and the Cape. First and foremost, I was once at White Castle in Patterson with Little C's. And this nigga, he had on the full Dickies with the cape out, whatever. Crushing White Castle cheeseburger.
Shout out to my man Lil C's, by the way.
My man. Can you guess who I was with him with?
what little
Cancun.
You know it. You know.
Fuck Cancun, by the
Whoa,
way. Shout out to Lil
whoa,
C's.
don't do that, kid.
That's my man.
Cooney, my man.
Fuck him. He know why.
Word is more.
Fuck Cancun.
Yo, that
Forever.
was a real
Niggas
thing.
still
Yo, I got
Niggas-
Cancun, so you want to hear Cancun?
Whoa. We can get into that
Stop.
talk.
See, this is
And-
how we
Alright.
go off.
And to what you said about Skynet, I will say this too, and we can get back to the Grams. We could double back at all that. To what you said about Skynet, I don't know what the first time y'all heard the Skynet conversation. It was definitely Terminator 2. We are definitely closer to the machines taking over than we think.
What if-
That
We're
is
there.
a
We're
fact.
there.
Well, no,
The
what
fact
if,
that you- the
what
fact
if I
that
told you we already been there?
Yeah.
then
what I mean-
then we're in agreement.
And hold on, and what I mean by that is they already turned on Skynet.
Yeah.
It said it wants to kill all
No,
humans,
no,
and then
no.
they said,
We're in agreement. What you said? What if you told me? We're in agreement. I'm not saying there's no more to explore in the conversation, but no,
We're
in
there.
agree-
We're already there.
I understand we
We're
agree.
there.
What I'm saying is that no, they already turned on what we would consider
Yeah.
Skynet
What are
to
you going to
be.
do? What are you going to do when you put in your navigation that you want to go somewhere and your car says, "Nah, we going here"?
What I'm saying is they already.
close.
What I'm saying is
His shit drive by itself.
That-
What I'm-
what-
His
that's
shit
like-
drive by itself.
no, what I'm saying is they already turned on that system
And
that did that, and they had to turn it
to-
off.
And to that, we already elected 20 years ago a governor that said, "Well, I'll be back." That's all he said in the movie. That's all he said, and they made him the governor of California.
Well,
And so
a lot
we've
of
had
weird
the
things
hints
happen in
already.
California.
Bro,
But all
that
of
man, they
included-
not only that, they put that man in the movie and he wasn't there back then. So
and
this is
to
what I'm
that,
saying.
what-
If they were able to AI him back then, you think they ain't been run test trials on this AI and these
So,
machineries and all this
as
driving
far as-
stuff, autonomous driving, everything that's been tested. Yeah, it works now. It works now. It's currently working.
Yeah, they were testing it out. But as far as things they've been testing out in California, you say Kendrick Lamar again, huh?
Back to the Grammys, man. Listen, so like I said, what I want to just say is back to the whole thing where just to bring it back into perspective.
Indeed.
Drake said Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone give him a Grammy. Every time Kendrick says something, he's Grammy nominated for, but everyone else isn't. And that's where I wanted to bring this conversation. It's like, all right, bro. Like me personally, Kendrick I think he's a great artist. I think he's innovative. I think he's creative. I think he's great. But I don't think he's.
You think you think it's over?
No. I think they putting too much sauce on him. Like,
Because you want to party.
it's not that I want to party. I want to be entertained. That shit ain't not entertaining. Let's go. I want to go back to this Kendrick Untitled album.
Well,
What was that?
I'm not gonna lie.
Even the
I'm
Pimp
not
a
gonna
Butterfly
lie.
shit. I wasn't into that shit.
Well,
at
hold
all.
on, I'm
Like,
not
he had
gonna-
one song. Look, and here's the funny thing. The one song on that album that I liked, the Pimp a Butterfly joint, was a song called King Kunta. That's the only song I like, but it was the only bop he had on there. That's the only. I don't want to hear that shit, bro.
But
I
what
don't.
it sounds like you looking for is
Entertainment.
Yeah, which is cool, but
You can't
that's
say it
not
like
for
that.
you.
You can't just blanket say entertainment like that, because what you don't find entertainment in Kendrick, somebody else will find
Somebody
entertainment in
will,
it.
but-
So it's all entertainment. Even what you like in Drake is all entertainment. But what I'm saying
it's
is,
subjective though. Part of something.
Right.
I want you to continue, but it's subjective. So what works for you might not work for someone else. Part of
Agreed.
something. Please
no.
continue.
So not only that,
Agreed.
right? So you just not that type of person that wants to listen to music where you got to think about it like that, right? Like.
Not during I'm speaking for you, but not during entertainment time.
Would
Right.
would you consider Eminem?
Currently,
No. Would you consider Eminem in his heyday a party kind of guy?
No.
Like, would you consider that entertainment?
for sure, 100% entertaining, but it was based upon the things that he was actually saying, right?
But he was also a great lyricist, right?
Right,
And
but,
he would
but
also
Eminem,
say some
Eminem
shit
brought
that'll
more
make you.
shock value, right? So if you want to put it, let's put it in terms to like.
But he
radio.
also had
Eminem
bars.
would have been like, that's a fact. Eminem would have been the equivalent to if Howard Stern was a rapper for me, because it was the things that
Shock
he was saying things so left field. that
When he
was
first
like,
came out, I give it to you. I give you.
oh,
that.
he's still his newest album. He's saying the
no,
most
Slim Shady was like that.
craziest things possible now.
But that was the whole Slim Shady Eminem kind of dot
The
comedy.
moniker.
Yeah, that whole dot comedy. Yeah, because where Slim Shady would do silliness Eminem would come in and drop those bars or whatever, and was just him. It's going back to them.
Can we?
Going back to
this
them too.
is my whole point.
Going back to them too. I'm sorry.
Got
we
you.
always getting them.
So my whole point is, my point of bringing the Kendrick and the Grammys thing up because the Grammys are.
You just think he overrated.
I definitely think he's overrated, and I think that there's a group of people that are going to go out and just champion him,
no matter what he do,
regardless.
Well, I mean,
whether it's trash or not.
But that's
subjective. Trash is subjective.
Yeah, but that is anybody who ends up having a sincere to a cult following. They are going to say, I don't care what they did, it works. That's when you get to something like that, because once you get enough people to go, they're going to follow you. I.e., Jim Jones, not Jim Jones the rapper, but i.e. Jim Jones.
Oh, you mean the
Kool-Aid?
The cult leader?
He means the cult leader.
You get the
Kool-Aid Jim Jones.
Once you get a cult following, they will follow you to do anything. That happens, and that happens a bit.
I don't know, because let me say this.
So you think Kendrick? So basically, you think
I think
Kendrick
a lot of these
fans
popular
are
artists
a cult?
have.
I got him.
Taylor Swift, I think a lot of people have cult followings that might
What?
not have
Okay,
been
so
good.
where's Drake's cult following after?
Oh, they're there.
Are they there though?
Are they not like?
Well, so why does the same thing not happen to the most
I think they got
popular
stomped
artists?
out.
Right,
I think they got stomped out.
That's the point I'm getting to, right? So after
Because
this, after this song that Kendrick made about him being a pedophile.
Hold on. There's a few before you even get to the PDF file. What I'm saying
PDF file,
is
amazing.
There's a certain component to Drake versus anybody in this rap game.
Which is what?
That it's a national thing. Because Drake is Canadian.
Well,
that thing totally devolved into Canada versus the America.
You think so?
Real quick.
I'm legit.
Real quick.
To all things like that, I catch all of it secondary. I do
even
not catch a lot of
a
it.
racial component because he's biracial.
But to all of that, what I think is another misnomer here that we talked about at the onset of it. Because you have to tune in so much harder with rap music, it doesn't allow it to just be emotional. And I mean, so sometimes you're emotional, but then sometimes you want to be enlightened, and you just don't have to do that with a lot of other genres of music.
I don't believe that this is America versus Canada. There's nobody waving flags saying we're here. I'm not trying to make flags.
No. I don't think
there's
it's
nobody
I don't think it's like that. All right, what I mean to say is that it turned into a thing where
it made people look at him weird, and this is what I'm understanding.
Before the PDF thing, because even remember the song Like That.
Okay,
they was talking about it then. What I mean to say is people had Kendrick back because we started this hip hop thing. We at the end of the day, we still think Drake is a tourist.
You saying black folks?
Yes.
Okay.
I say
you
black
should
folks.
put that on the shirt. I'm fucking with you. Don't worry about it.
And I say black folks because we predominantly listen to hip hop rap, right? So I say black folks is not just
No.
Okay, all right.
No, I mean,
you're right. No,
that's why it's currently the most popular genre.
What I mean by that is you're right? But what I mean to say is that it started here. It started here. So we already don't really.
One outsiders. I think I kind of get.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. And then the racial component.
Outsiders will
with the
infiltrate
thing.
everything. You can't stop.
There was a little bit
outsiders.
more too. It was a little bit more juice on it than it's just your average beef.
Okay.
I think Drake versus Meek Mill was your average everyday beef.
What was Drake Pusha?
It was a little more. It had a little bit more spices in it.
Now watch this.
Some more
Pusha
double.
Spice
It was some more double on it.
Pusha's Spice was way better than Kendrick's Spice.
Nah.
But it didn't. So you telling me that the Pusha song about Drake wasn't possibly more damaging than Not Like Us? Watch this.
Exactly what I'm saying.
It was though.
It wasn't.
He first of all he
accused
told the
him of
world
being
about
a PDF file.
No, but here's the thing. on Pusha's song, he actually exposed truthful things that were actually occurring that Drake was trying to hide.
About his son, right?
He's hiding his son. Hold on. His best man's, his
Is that
engineer.
worse than a PDF file?
If you didn't want the world to know about your child,
But that's no.
It's rough. It's-
No,
and
PDF
none of that
file.
shit-
A
when
PDF
you
file
wanna
is
keep
way
secrets
worse.
when you live in the public and you want to keep secrets,
A PDF file is way worse than
it
somebody
depends on who
knowing
it is,
about
though. Somebody might
an estranged kid. That happens every day. B.
Yeah, nah,
All right.
it shouldn't.
All right, guys,
but,
we got-
it shouldn't.
we're short for time today, guys. I'm gonna advance
Definitely.
the conversation. You
All right,
ready?
go ahead.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, definitely because
Next
like
topic I want to
Chris-
get to:
Do something good.
Chris Brown documentary. We got everybody getting taken down. They done got your boy Chris on the documentary.
see that.
The trailer has come out. So
I
they-
haven't seen the trailer. You
I haven't
seen
seen
it,
that either.
but I will say this because I have thoughts.
We got to
about,
be able to share it. with the
Breeze.
screen.
yeah, we'll see what we could do.
Please do.
Okay, so basically, there's a trailer that currently came out, and it's basically stating how Chris Brown has been, for lack of better words,
Surviving Chris Brown documentary, like kind of like that.
it's kind of surviving Chris Brown,
So
but
it's not his perspective.
it's not his. It's not from his perspective. It's from the perspective of victims. So there's several women saying that he domestically violenced them. He put hands
Violated.
on them.
Violence.
Violence. That's
Yeah.
that's. Now I'm laughing at that. You're gonna get me jammed up.
Well,
Like domestic
essay,
violence.
we say essay. The sense of it
Whatever,
is
man.
essay.
So
or
it's
whatever.
women. So it's basically women that
We're not making light of domestic
I mean,
violence.
not
if-
domestic
we're not
violence. is
making
never
light.
cool.
We're not making light
A
of
man
it.
should
but
never hit a woman.
Yeah.
We're
No.
just, but what I'm getting at is, so it's about 10 women, I believe, according to this documentary, that are saying that Chris Brown, they've had restraining orders. They got, all these years later now, and it starts off, even though she isn't a part of it, I don't believe, but it starts off with
If
the
the
Rihanna,
most proof you
and it
can-
shows, but it shows, and here's the thing, it shows the same things that we watched go on for years. Let me explain. So I just saw an interview with Dame Dash the other day, right?
I have Dame, but
And Dame Dash was being interviewed by this gentleman. He's a world renowned. He's a big journalist, but.
Who? Do you have a name?
He's-
Don't worry about it. If you
I'll
don't-
give you the
don't-
name later.
don't worry.
But what his question to the guy was okay, because the guy wanted to get information on Diddy and Jay-Z, but Dame Dash flipped it around and said, okay, how about this? When the whole world knew that R. Kelly was married to 15-year-old Aaliyah, why didn't people stop listening to his music then?
Which
That's what poses the question about this Chris Brown thing to me. If y'all knew he did that back when he did that to Rihanna, why did y'all not stop fucking with him then? I just think that it is, look, listen, if you did the crime, you should do the time. But I just think,
I'm all for that too.
don't try to do a money grab after all of these years now because you see people doing this. We're about to see this for everybody. Like, there's going to be a documentary on everyone.
And two, what you were
Say
saying,
something. If something's happening to you, say something now.
Now,
Say something.
I've
And you
heard-
can't victim blame. You can't victim blame.
I've heard a couple perspectives on this, and the truth is I, although I'm in agreement with that, I won't say although, I'm in agreement with you, but I work with young people. So when you if you have something to say that could potentially help someone else, why don't you say it? But to that, and I'm not using this as a pejorative, but I'm not a victim. I haven't been a victim.
Right.
But because most women I know can tell me 5 women they know that have been sexually assaulted or whatever may have you.
Yes.
Which,
But-
I'm not saying that. I'm not here to say whether it's true or it's not true. Not my determination. I'm not going to account for your experience there. But at the same time, when you have achieved some level of success, and what are you going to say? Because I said, shut up, I verbally abused you. Come on.
Well, I think if
Excuse me.
if you have evidence, right? Like there's certain things you go through, right? When you say you sexually assaulted, right? You have evidence. You have evidence of you going to the cops or whatever. Now, the first thing they'll say is that they don't take you seriously. I mean, but just have something. You can't just blanket just come out here.
Can I say
and start
something?
accusing
What did they used to
people.
say back in the day? If you see something, say something. Right now, everybody doesn't believe in snitching. Cool. Watch this. If a woman is
I didn't
confiding
say
in,
that. Well,
they used to say that. That was a slogan.
Yeah,
it was a slogan. I didn't say you said it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they say if you see something, say something. This is where I'm bringing it at, right? So you know how women confide in their besties and their best friends. So if a girl told her bestie that somebody did something, her bestie know this is dead wrong. Why the bestie ain't say nothing?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like
I be
you
saying
let
that thing
so
too.
many-
I'm not victim blaming in no way.
but
Not
at
victim
the-
blaming
but-
in no way, and it's
but at
probably
the
really
same-
hard to
But
say
at the
something.
same time, with all that included, but at the same exact time, if you want to be, which and I've been a little bit of a part. That's not true. I've been somewhat of a part of. I've had somebody tell me something, so I've confronted the person they told me something.
So you the
about.
accessory to their crime? Go ahead.
Yeah, no. But I confronted the person, and then once I confronted the person about what said happened, everybody ended up mad at me.
Right.
So,
You're damned if you do, if you're damned if you don't. In most situations, right?
I've definitely been like somebody said somebody did something, who they said did something was a friend of mine. So I'm like,
because it quickly devolves into he said, she said shit.
Which
That's
so,
like interfering in somebody's relationship, right? So let's just say you got a sister and she's having a problem with a guy, right? And first of all, niggas don't play about their sisters, right? It's gonna be hands and feet on this guy, but then the sister will be mad at you for beating him up, even though he was whooping her ass.
Look,
how can you win?
I have something to say because I really want to address that t-shirt thing, but I really got to go, so I'm going to go get these last 2 points.
Please.
I truly understand what you're trying to say. Now, this is what I'm going to say, which some people think is controversial or whatever and whatnot. I mean this shit with my whole heart. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be involved in a domestic situation. Don't tell me about it.
If you don't want me to do nothing.
Whoa. So I can make my point clear. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me about it just so I can jump on him and then his dick back in your mouth in 2 weeks. I don't want to hear about it.
Last question.
Now you about to make Thanksgiving uncomfortable. And you understand what I'm saying? Look. Before I jump on him, before I put him on the bar and I bench press him, look, don't tell me about it if you're gonna have if his dick gonna be right back in your mouth and now I can't come get a plate. Don't want to know nothing about it.
But see, here's the thing though, the reason why some women don't say nothing and they to people is because they know you will crash out, right? And they don't want you to get hurt or go to not by him, but just
then leave for real.
Right,
That's it.
exactly.
Don't put nobody in that situation. Real quick, further, fellas. I just want to further this real quick. Avery, before you go sports, I need your picks for today. I need these picks for today.
boy.
I need to hit this ticket. I need some bread.
It's too.
What picks? Give me a pick. Come
It's
on.
not enough time.
Come on. Your pick. Quick picks for today. Come on.
I truly do
not
believe that the Cowboys
Oh, my
Steelers game is. Whoa! Listen.
Oh Lord.
I think it's going
Who
under.
bring that up?
Under. Okay.
I think it's going under.
That's
Cowboys
it. I don't
Steelers. We got under, and why? And based on what? That the Cowboys just can't score, right?
Because can't nobody run the ball, and the defense is supposed to look real good, but I think the Steelers are not going to be able. I think the Steelers are going to put up a good defense against the Cowboys, and I don't think the Cowboys are. I don't think the Steelers are going to be able to score a lot of points.
I do think the Steelers can win. It's totally
I
possible.
didn't say.
Steelers are currently 3-1. Steelers 3-1. Cowboys are 2-2. Okay.
I did not say win. I said I don't think it's going over.
Next game, Washington Commanders versus the Cleveland Browns. Who you got, Avery? Currently, the Washington Commanders are leading 17-3. Go ahead, Avery. Who you
do I
want?
think?
By the way, the Washington Commanders are leading the NFC. Whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Who you got?
What do I really think? I think Jaden Daniels is taking the NFC by storm. They up 17. Cleveland might be who they look like and not who we want them to be.
Ravens Bengals. Who you got? Currently, the game is going on. The Bengals are Ravens are currently losing 14-15.
Yeah,
It's halftime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ravens gonna win that.
Jaguar Colts. Who we got?
Oh, that's a loser's bowl.
For sure, losers bowl. Currently, Jaguars are winning 13-10.
That's a loser's bowl. But to what I was about to say, Jaguars need it more than the Colts. Jaguars are 0-3.
Yeah.
So 0-3, 0-4. Jaguars need it.
A game that I actually was gonna watch today. Patriots Dolphins. There's no Hawk Tua in the game. Patriots currently winning 7-3. Who you got?
I like Nashville. She's supposed to be from
Patriots,
Nashville.
Dolphins don't have a quarterback.
I
Patriots, Dolphins
that.
don't have a quarterback.
Neither do the Dolphins.
I'm going with the Dolphins.
The Dolphins has less than a quarterback.
Dolphins currently losing 7-3. It's halftime. We got the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans currently 17-3. Halftime.
That should have been a good one.
Who you got?
Buffalo winning now, right?
Who we taking, man? I'm trying to put this ticket together, Abe. Who you got?
Buffalo. I'll go with Buffalo.
Buffalo's currently losing 17-3.
Wow.
We got Panthers Bears. Who you got?
Oh, that's good.
Another loser bowl. Another
That's
loser
a- that's
bowl.
a- that's a-
Currently,
that's another
here,
lo-
I'll make it easy on
that's
everybody.
another loser
Currently,
bowl.
the Bears are winning 27-7. It's halftime.
Yeah, that's another loser bowl. But I like the Panthers, but no, the Bears have more promise right now.
In an earlier game today, the Jets did lose 17-23 to the Minnesota Vikings. We do have a Jets fan here on.
I'm not mad at you. At least you didn't pick the midgets because they always come up small. I hate the midgets.
Okay, and in the later two games that are currently not on, we have the Raiders versus the Broncos. Who you got, Abe?
Oh, the Broncos.
Broncos over the Raiders. You taking the Broncos over the Raiders too? I'm gonna be honest, guys. I got the Raiders in this game. They're both 2-2 actually.
Oh, the Raiders are a shit show right now. Devontae Adams, the Raiders are a shit show right now.
Carolina 49ers. Who you got, Abe?
Carolina 49. You just said
That's not that.
That's
I'm sorry, Cardinals.
next
I'm
week.
sorry, Cardinals. Cardinals.
49ers.
49ers over the Cardinals. Okay, two last games. We got the Packers and the Rams.
The Packers. Packers.
What happened to the Rams this season, Avery?
Injuries?
Okay.
Injuries are kicking their ass, and Jordan Love looks good. I mean, Jordan Love.
It looks alright. Yeah.
The sitting out or not being able to jump in, throw a quarterback right in, and letting him watch and develop, it creates tension in the locker room. But
It could work.
yeah, they're not ready to just jump right into it. Now, I'm not one of those who think that these players are so broken if they start off bad. I mean, hey, you're an adult. You're getting paid a lot of money. I can understand that it takes a hit to your confidence, but you should be able to recoup. Now, and I do understand that the scope of a quarterback, there's only 32 of those jobs. So I get it at the same time, but at the same time, I don't think we give them enough credit.
Last game, fellas. Giants Seahawks. Giants are currently 1-3. And the Seahawks are 3-1. I'm gonna be honest.
The midgets are going to come up small once again.
Geno Smith to me.
Geno Smith he's kind of dealing. He alright.
But to exactly what I was talking about. Somebody who you thought, his confidence was so. To exactly what I was just saying.
I think everyone wrote Geno Smith off until last year.
But they can come, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like just because you had a bad year, just because you didn't have a good run to start, don't mean that it's over. I mean, you're a paid professional.
Agreed.
Pick yourself up.
Agreed. And real quick, and just to end off sports, we got Caitlin Clark as the WNBA Rookie of the Year. Avery, I just want to wait. I got to ask this question around the whole room. Do you believe that Caitlin Clark should have been Rookie of the Year over our girl?
I think Angel Reese is a cutie patootie.
That's the only reason.
Wait.
I think Angel
I want to wait. Hold on. Stop. That's not the question, Avery. I'm gonna get to you in a second. Hold on. That's not the question. Do you think Caitlin Clark should have won the Rookie of the Year over Angel Reese, sir?
I
didn't even want to say her name.
I have just started following. I am one of her 4.3 million
You're
followers.
late.
Yeah, I'm sure I am. And I think Caitlin Clark looked really, really awkward in that skirt on draft night. I think she looked really, really awkward. No.
Because her balls almost came out.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I didn't say that. We're going to get in a lot of trouble this time around. Nobody's going to keep a job this time.
Caitlin Clark balls almost came out draft night.
I did not say that. All things included. I think the double doubles, the whole part of stuff, the double doubles that Angel Reese was putting up. I think she was dominating.
Records. Now, did you see Caitlin Clark records that she actually set?
But
she set more records than anybody.
Yeah.
But it was quiet. They let us know about every Angel Reese record in real time. We found out at the end of the year, Caitlin Clark shattered all of that shit.
I think to that, I think what we thought we saw with Angel Reese, I think Caitlin Clark was on a worse team, and she was definitely more valuable to a worse team. She might deserve it.
Got you. Ruben.
To be honest, I'm just trying to be honest.
I just think that I want to say 60% of Angel Reese fans are only Angel Reese fans because she has sex appeal. That's the only reason.
I just said
That's
she's
the
a cutie
only
patootie. I
reason.
didn't
Is
say-
is hold on? Did you see that's the first thing that came out of your mouth?
Angel Reese can
Now,
fly me out whenever she likes to. Angel Reese,
There you go.
I'm here for you, baby
Right?
girl.
Now
you
we
should
can
have won.
all
You
sit
were
here-
robbed.
I'll sit here and agree that Caitlin Clark is shaped like a cardboard
I didn't
box.
say that. I did not. I did not say.
Nor
she
did
didn't
I.
Have the face. We didn't know she
I'm
was
not
forward or
blind.
backwards. That's not what I
She's
said.
not
I'm
premium
not-
milk.
I'm
Let's
not
just say
blind.
Caitlin
That is
Clark
not.
premium
That is
milk.
not. That is not premium milk. But what are we talking
She
about? Are
will
we?
probably
Are we
turn
talking
your
about?
life around? She will probably.
It's possible.
She might got splash waterfalls, but
And ladies and gentlemen, that's been our episode for
God
today.
bless and good night.
Listen, you have tuned into the SOAR Winner Podcast. Hey,
Let me,
please,
whoa.
we hope you come back.
No, hold on. Before we get up out of here, because I really do need to do this, and I will say this, I was addressing that T-shirt thing. I really want to make this. Today does happen to be October 6th. This is Fannie Lou Hamer's birthday. That is a fact. Fannie Lou Hamer, well, you saying who? She did organize political parties. This woman was a sharecropper. She was chased off of her plantation for going to vote. That is a fact. We are coming up on an election. She was chased off of her plantation as a sharecropper because she was going to vote. She definitely was beaten by the cops to where she was disabled, blood clots, liver problems, and her leg was severely damaged. And she was given a Mississippi appendectomy, which is they literally gave her, she went in for a tumor and they sterilized the woman. These are the facts. And she was beaten by the cops. And to that, we cannot forget about the verdict that just came down with Tyree Nichols. It's happening. I mean, you know, they're letting cops off because those cops with the Tyree Nichols situation, they have gotten off with the lesser of all of the charges or whatever and whatnot. And the man is dead. These things are to be taken serious. I got more on that, but I'll just leave it there because I do not want to walk out and I'm not remiss. I will make sure I say some of those things. I know it was lighthearted. I know we were having a little fun today or whatever may have you. It's all in good fun, but these are things that we cannot miss. So we do have to pay attention to these things.
Also, I just want to make an add to that as well. We got the whole situation with the ports.
Very much so.
We
Very
will
much
be
so.
severely affected by this port situation.
Very much so.
If you or anybody have a plug at the ports, because if they hiring, look,
Yeah.
whatever they don't want to get paid, you can pay me that.
Look.
Look.
they will
That
break
is how,
your.
that is how they break unions.
They will
That is
break
how
your
they break
kneecaps.
unions.
I'll take it. All right.
They will break your
Them people,
kneecaps.
you talk
They
about
want a
those people.
70. Those people want a 75%.
They got a
raise.
65%. They back to work for now.
They wanted 75. I guess they settled
For
for
now,
65.
and no automation.
I did
Too
the
bad.
math. 75% of $200 an hour is like an extra 150, bro. Come on, bro. What they want?
You don't make that off the back though.
To all that, whoa, hold on for a second because this is very serious, and we were closing out or whatever.
That sounds like the SOAR winners. I feel like the port workers are the
we
SOAR
correct.
winners
Next.
of the week. They the SOAR
you got
winners
those
of the
too,
week.
and I do have what's her name? Amanda Seals. How did she get on the spectrum right now? After she done been on TV, after she done been a radio host, after she done been, and now she dyslexic.
I'm on the
What is
spectrum
this?
too.
Yeah, like
Give me a check. I'll take some Social Security.
Let me tell you something. It's all fun and
Hey,
games.
you and I dealt with children. You and I dealt with
Exactly.
children on the spectrum. I've actually seen people on the spectrum. So if Amanda Steele's on the spectrum, as am I, I'll take the Social
After
Security
she done
check
blew
too.
it off and ruined multiple relationships, she's definitely a SOAR winner.
Listen, I would like to thank everybody for tuning in today to the episode 1 of SOAR Winners podcast. Hopefully you guys will show back up next week.
Hopefully
We'll
you
have-
were entertained and enlightened.
Hopefully you were entertained and enlightened. We'll have more debauchery for you
As I like to
as the weeks come.
As I like to say in closing, I am not asking you to agree, but I am asking you to think these were just my thoughts.
And we'll holler at y'all. Peace.